So we're turning now to the inside of the boat. Here's my drawing. This edge here, the red line, this edge here, I have carved quite strongly at right angles. So I've got a very strong edge. I haven't undercut, but I've just gone straight in for the moment. We have a back plane here where the boat is furthest away, and that goes underneath this gunwale here and is undercut. The amount of undercut isn't very strong, doesn't have to be very strong from the viewpoint we're looking at, but it certainly needs to be there. We also have a good change of plane here. This change of plane there is where the back of the boat is, so we need to emphasise that. Then we have these frames, so we'll reduce the back to where these frames lie, draw them in, and then remove wood in between back. We won't put in too much detail. This is a dark wood. If you had a light coloured wood, you can put in more detail. But we'll come right to the back here, and this last little edge there will be undercut. So it'll be undercut right into there. So I'm going to turn this panel back onto my bench and upside down so that I can get to it here much more easily. Start by removing some of this wood here. Now can you see immediately what's happening is that my tool is fouling on this part here. So this is where you might need to get, in fact you almost certainly need to get some bent tools into here. So I'm working this back and into this area. Where's my gouge? Into this area here, and coming down here, removing wood. And I can also work this way to the side. That way. And down this back seat here. So this back seat, perhaps I use a V-tool, I can make that clearer. So my drawing is right, it's about there. So this back seat will have a plane in this direction. The gunwale goes round here. So we're creating a change of plane just there. This will have to come back further. This will go right back and underneath here. So eventually, as this wood comes out, I'm going to tilt this tool more and more like this. So I start undercutting here. So I've done a little research, better research on the dory, and I allowed what I thought was a little stern post to the back here, but in fact a dory, this sort of dory doesn't have one. So you won't see it in the drawing, although you've seen it here, because I'm going to take this off. So all of this little back post comes off, which is great because I thought I had more work to do. So that comes off there. So I've got this level here, the back, to where I think these frames will go. And from my drawing here, they'll go something like this across there, and I will be much careful about putting them in. So there's one there and there's one there. This edge here is slightly fatter than this edge as it's a little bit nearer the viewer. So having drawn those in, I can outline them with my V tool, like so, and remove wood behind them. I've also put in the gunnel on the far side here, which needs to be quite a nice little sharp angle. V-tool first, then setting it in. Then that line runs all the way up. And we'll take the wood down in between here. So this is now the back of the boat. And this post here, what we need to do is actually slope it so that we can see the side of the post. So what that means is chamfering off this leading edge, because perspectively we'd see a little bit of this edge here. Just going to chamfer that off like so, and then lower it down here. So it's cut at this angle, so we've got two changes of plane. So I'll set that in. And again that comes right underneath the other gunnel on the other side. So it's actually a lot thinner than we first drew it. Let's get that right. So there's a thin edge here and a plane at the back, and the same with this one. So the seat is here, and we need to just gradually work that back in there and take wood from the end of the seat, which is back in here. I'm fairly happy now with the inside of the boat. Down in here I did find that a skew chisel was very useful for getting right into this area and into this corner there. The outside of the hull has got this lovely grain going on, but the inside is fairly bland, so I'm going to add some planks across here, just a couple, and also a little detail on the seat at the back. That'll help the perspective. Other than that, we're pretty much finished, and in the next lesson I'm going to undercut all around the boat and let it stand much more free and dramatic from the background.